Welcome to Kumba Software DPAA tutorials. This tutorial is about how to perform a refactoring rename of files within your DataPower appliances using the DataPower Administrator's Assistant. So be sure to set your video playback to high definition. And though some visual details of DPAA may have changed since this video was created, the functionality will be the same. The use case here is fairly simple. You come across a situation where somebody has given you a file and it's got a really bad name, and you don't want to keep that file. You want to give it a more meaningful name for what it does. So this is the scenario that we've set up here. So I've got one appliance selected. We could do this on more than one appliance, but it takes time. So for the demonstration, we're going to just do it on one. And I've selected a domain. I'm on the Files tab in the Manage Files subtab, and I've selected the XSL directory and listed all the files that match this expression, which is the set header or contain the word really bad. And you see in here, there's a file called really bad file main. So I'm going to right mouse click that, and I'm going to show reference FIDE. Just try to give you an example of what this looks like. So this little piece takes a long time, and this is where I was alluding to that we don't want to do many appliances in this case, but you could do more than one appliance at a time in this feature. But what happens is when a file gets referenced in a lot of different ways, as you're going to see here, and you want to rename that file, there are many opportunities for you to be able to go in and do this easily. So you can see that this one file is referenced by a number of style policy actions here, and it's not going to be easy to go in and change that everywhere and you have to go, especially if you had more than one appliance. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 different references to this file right here in this domain. So you want to rename that file. It would be very tedious if you had to do it across a number of appliances, but with the DPAA, it's very simple. So what I'm going to do is I've already selected the file. I'm going to right mouse click, or we could use the hamburger menu over here, and I'm going to select Refactor Rename. Now, when I do this, I get a stream that allows me to give the file a new name. So I'm going to change this file to what it should be main, which is set header. We could go in and change the directory where it exists and, put it into a different directory. If the name of the file, let's say they put it in local and you wanted to put it in an XSL directory, you could do that as well. So you could even reorganize where the file exists. Now the source information can't be edited, so I can't modify anything in this area, but I can modify the new directory and a new name. When I click Next, I've got a warning that says, hey, this could really be bad. You may want to keep the original file just in case something goes bad, because this file is being referenced by a number of things. We saw it was referenced by 5 different style policy actions, but I'm going to show how brave I am on this and show how good the tool is. And I'm going to turn off the keep original so that we won't have this file left over in this appliance and domain when we're done, but we're going to have the new file in its place, and we're going to prove that its references work just fine. I'm going to click Finish. And DPAA is going to go through the process of renaming the file, and then, or giving a new file. It's actually going to copy it and give it a new name. And what's going to happen is it's going to go through a refactoring process. So right now, what it is doing is it is going back through that reference tree to ensure it knows all the locations where it needs to be remade. And once it figures all those things out, it's going to go refactor the file references wherever they go. And then the final step was delete really bad file name from the appliance where it was originally located. And that's because we did not keep the original. Had we kept the original, this part would not be here. So I'm going to close this window. And what happened is DPAA relisted the files. I could do it again, just approve. So now we can go to a file here called set header. We don't have the really bad file anymore. If I right mouse click on this and show referenced by, then again, we'll wait for this, because this again takes a long time, and I apologize for the wait for time all of this takes, but a refactoring operation and discovery of file or object references is relatively difficult to do. But at the end of the day, what we're going to have is you're going to see that where really bad file name.xlt was previously referenced, you're going to see that this new file called set header is now referenced by all of those objects. So see, now we have a file there here called setHeader.xlt, and all 5 of those style policy actions now reference the new file name, and had we located it in a different location, it would now be in that new location as well, and all these references would be valid. Now, one morning to note about all of this is that the only way this works is if you have these references set up by configuration. An XSLT including another XSLT or an XSLT reference by some parameter at a standard style policy or something like that, or if the file is constructed by concatenation both variables dynamically, obviously there's no possible way this could properly work, and it would work in any tool in any language beware. So the point is that it has to be referenced by the configurations in order for this to work. Hope this was very exciting for you as it was for us. If you want to see more tutorials and more features for DPAA, go up to www.kumbasoft.com. Go to the features and tutorials tapes there. There are many videos that you could watch to learn all the features of DPAA Administrator Systems. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.